Chismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Let's talk about perspective. The greater your perspective is, awakened empath and chosen ones, the more protective you're going to be. The more you begin to see this deception that we've been up under most of our life, all the way from the masses, society in general, the things that we do in life for the most part, then ultimately getting involved and connected with a narcissist in some way, shape, or form, to the point where it awakened us in a way that I've said many times that no one could have done it but God. Because if it wasn't an act of God in the hand of the Almighty God, merciful God, everybody would be awakened right now. And He has the power to do that. But you know, the Bible talks about pride comes before a fall. The narcissist can turn it around as well. But unfortunately, that's the problem. Not the but the pride of life. The narcissist has a pride, and even more than just that. Well, actually, it's a pride, but it's been dumbed down in justification by how they formed as a child, justifying, and not even just justifying, but manufacturing deception and chaos and conning people from early childhood. And seeing how this works, they began to salivate, foam from the mouth like a wild dog, because to see how their charm and their deception and their manipulation worked, even as a little child, they stood back with a little evil side-eye grin. And if you look at movies today in Hollywood, that's what you'll see. You'll see the camera goes to the person with the evil intention, and you will see a look in their eye, and you'll even see a grin or a smile or even a dark, disturbing laugh. And you know then something's about to go down. You know at this point they're heartless, and they're at the point of no return. They're standing on what they're going to do. And see, empaths and chosen ones, we have gained a much better perspective on life because of the narcissist. The tragedies that we went through prior to narcissistic abuse, they may have stopped us in our track to some degree and caused us to take inventory of our life in a big way. Give you an example. I just recently broke my foot. You guys know that. That caused me to have a different perspective on not only my life, but how I move, and the anxiousness, and just looking at things that I once rushed to do. Thinking it through, is this that important? What's the rush? Take my time. But often when we have these accidents, physical accidents or medical accidents, setbacks or whatnot, within our own self, in which we may have had most of, not everything to do with it, it sort of wears off over time, and we go back to getting comfortable, using that accident as an example. But none the contrary with the narcissist abuse. Once awakened from this type of abuse, we're not readily willing, it's not even an option, to go back to laxed. Our eyes have been opened in a major way. I don't think a lot of awakened empaths who have been awakened, such as myself, we're never ever going to go back to sleep. We was not awakened to go back to sleep. Like I say, God opened our eyes in a major fresh way, like He did the Apostle Paul. We were blinded, but now we can see. We can see. And that comes with a cost. It comes with a cost, it comes with an obligation, it comes with a determination that we have to open our mouths. We have to speak the truth, not so much our truth. We have to speak the truth. as it pertains to the demonic overthrow of God's chosen. We have to let people know what they're dealing with. We have to let them know. Just cut through the chase. Find a way to connect with people who are being hurt and harmed by these people. And for now, it's YouTube for me, and in and out of or often on the camera. I'm actually always trying to pray, meditate upon God's word, and ask Him for a way to turn this around, to open people's eyes, to steer them away from this dark, demonic entity called narcissism. It's not an easy task, but we have to. We have to. Because to be awakened and to go about our business, I don't even think that's an option as well. I think true awakened empaths and chosen ones, although you may not be at that point right now, your ultimate goal is to not only just be awakened, but to encourage and help awaken other people. And this is just like John the Baptist when he came through talking about make straight the way, and people thought he was crazy. This is the way you're going to look in society, as a kook. They thought you were crazy before you awakened, but they didn't think you were crazy. You were actually wise, and that's why you were scorned. They wanted you to believe that you were less than, so you could second guess yourself. This is how the devil works. This is not going to work. That's not going to work. You talking crazy. This is all designed to diminish your validation. It causes you to question what you already know and have determined inside of you, up here and in here. Your conviction is strong. You're already convinced of what you know and what you believe. But the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's not always a physical kill, steal, and destroy. If he can steal your dreams, distract you from what you're trying to do, what God's called you to do, ultimately that dream will die. And they'll steal your ideals. And you know this is a classical 101 narcissist. They will steal the very conversations you have and go on to have those conversations with other people as though it's their own. They will steal your identity. They'll steal your stuff. I mentioned this before, that narcissist, when they left, they took sensitive records, me, my children's birth certificates, and social security cards. When you store those things in a personal place, everyone in the family knows where these things are in case of emergencies in which they need them. Who takes that kind of stuff? I'll tell you who takes that kind of stuff. Very disturbed people who are trying to erase your identity. And you may say, why would they steal that stuff? To throw it away. To throw it away. And they also may use it, using your social security numbers, to rack up debt for you. You'll get a bill talking about you owe $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and you don't know nothing about it. They'll charge stuff to your account or to their account using your social security card. They'll steal your credit card numbers. These are kleptos, mental kleptos, psychological kleptomaniacs. This is how they steal, kill, and ultimately destroy your life. But your perspective in life, as it pertains to you now, awakened, it's going to cause you to be very protective. You out here, empaths, chosen ones, awakened, since you've gotten out of the entanglement with the narcissist. Some of you have gone on to form new relationships with partners, girlfriend, boyfriend. Some of you went on to get married and get engaged. You're healing and you're thriving and you're just surviving. But you are very protective as to allowing the masses and the public to know this. You move in a very protective fashion now. Rarely do you hear us, empaths, chosen ones, telecasting or televising or telegraphing our personal lives in the ways in ways where it pertains to relationships with partners, be it man, woman, or boyfriend, girlfriend, if you will. We keep these things under wraps not because we are like the narcissist trying to keep it hidden because we have all these ill intentions and we don't want the other supply to know about it. What we do it in a beautiful way. We have become very discretionative about a lot of things. Now, me, I've talked about a lot of things here in which I don't recant, I don't renege on. There's a lot of things that I will continue to talk about here in the very near future about what I'm dealing with personally, and most of which deals in the courts. Because I do that for two reasons. Not because I need people to know all my business. It's because this is something that needs to be known by everyone who tunes in to listen to me and other content creators, to know that in our personal life, we are dealing with things that you who are listening are both going through too. So this affects more people than just me. So I talk about it because I want people to know, yet while you're going through it, you need to air it out. You need to expose unrighteousness. You need to expose illegal activities where it pertains to being unjustly treated in life by ways of courts, the law, companies, jobs. You need to talk about it because that's a part of your healing. And also, it lets people out there that are going through it, it gives them strength and gives them hope. So for those reasons right there, I will continue to speak about specific things in general and to some degree. But back to point, we personally don't get off on sharing personal things with us with regards to our personal life. Things that we hold sacred is where I'm going. We are very protective because the perspective that we have now tells us and has shown us that people have evil agendas. They can't be happy for you. They don't want to be happy for you because you know the happiness that you have, they want it. And instead of them going the distance to obtain that happiness in the way that you did or similar, they will hate on you. They will despise the fact that they don't believe you are deserving of that. You remember the story, Joseph's brothers. This is Joseph's brothers all over again. People are very, very demonic when it comes to God's chosen. And being that you are chosen, and there are empaths and chosen ones that haven't awakened yet, they can and often are a big part of the problem with us awakened empaths healing, because as I spoke before in videos, unawares, the empaths and chosen ones that are not awakened, they don't know how to unlatch with these entities that they may have been harboring friendships with. Because, say, the church, a lot of times we don't want to disengage with a church or religious entity knowing that it's contrary and it's hypocritical to what God's ordinances are. Because we've been indoctrinated, we've been brainwashed, and our empathy causes us to stay hostage, to stay held hostage, when the door is open right there. But we don't have the strength, the wherewithal, and the emotional stamina to get up and dust our shoes off and bounce. So be mindful of, even a lot of times there'll be not awakened, but chosen ones and empaths who have not yet even awakened. They will harbor friendships with the very thing that you just got away from. And they don't know that they're doing it. They're unawares because they're not really picking sides, but they're obviously not trying to see things for what they are because they have the blinders on. And the narcissist will smear you even to unawakened empaths and chosen ones, and they're not awakened yet. And so in their minds, they are just quick to believe what this narcissist, who they are unaware as a narcissist, is telling them. And so they've formed a devotion, an allegiance to who they believe or perceive is the better person. Because you've been slandered. So you are the villain and they are the victim, the narcissist. And so until these unawakened empaths and chosen ones awakened and form their line in the sand and just kind of retract and draw back from everything and everyone, they will indirectly continue relationships with the very enemy that just tried to destroy your life. But they don't see what you see. So perspective allows you to be very, very, very protective going forward. That being said, bless.